Hello, everybody, and welcome to Virtual Bourbon. My name is Steve Akley, and I will be hosting tonight's event. It's a little bit different for us, as we typically are doing bourbon-only tastings. What we're doing tonight is tequila, but it is all tequilas that have been finished in bourbon barrels. So my expertise definitely does not come from the world of tequila. I don't try to fake my way through things and act like I'm an expert or read up a couple of stats and then hope you don't ask any questions beyond that. I come at you guys as, a bourbon person, but trying to expand our horizons a little bit here. So the cool thing is all of these were finished in bourbon barrels of bourbons that we've probably tasted. If you are a bourbon fan, you've probably tasted all of these. One is, of course, really tough to find. That's going to be George T. Stagg. So you may or may not have tried that one, but it's part of the BTAC collection. All these are Buffalo Trace products, by the way. And then there's Blanton's, which is pretty tough to find these days as well. And then finally, Eagle Rare, which is moderately difficult to find. So all these are on the level of at least somewhat challenging to find, but those are the barrels that they selected. Kind of the cool thing is they are all the same proof. That's the cool part of it. They're all 80 proof. And again, not being necessarily a huge tequila drinker, I know on our bourbon side, we tend to like things higher proof. We'll have to let this play out and taste all of these and feel if this is the right proof for us, but that's how they're presented. They're all 80 proof offerings. So at least they're going to be on the exact same proof. And your choice, whatever your favorite is tonight, isn't going to be based on proof. It's going to be based on what you like in the glass, which is kind of cool. So again, we'll do this blind. We'll go through 2 times as we normally do. Again, we're going to treat it like it is a whiskey tasting. We'll do nosing notes, kind of share collectively, throw it out there. And then we'll do tasting notes. I will call on everybody to engage them on the first round of the tasting notes. We'll go through A, B, C in that order. And then we'll go back through a second time, a little bit higher level the second time we go through. We will see if there's anything that's changed or anything like that. And again, that's definitely a whiskey thing. I don't know how the tequila evolves, but we'll see. Well, it's part of the fun of this evening. So with that, before we grab A to start nosing it and tasting it, let's pour B because we like to pour one ahead. So B is going to be poured, but we're going to set that aside. That's going to sit open in the glass for a couple minutes as we talk about A. All right. Now, Jill has joined us. It's her first event with us. And she's more along the sides of tequila. Do you have any questions, Jill, about the bourbons or anything like that? Anything you want to know? Or are you a little bit of a bourbon fan too or not?
I am. I'm going to probably after I start tasting. So
okay.
As soon as I start tasting, I'll ask questions.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. With that, let's get started. Let's talk about nosing notes on A. Again, what we're looking to do too at the end is rank these. So they'll be ranked 1, 2, and 3, 1 being your favorite, 2 being second favorite, 3 being third. And then at the end, we'll reveal what the order is and what our favorite was of the night. Mr. Bill, you have a question.
Hey, is this the same tequila just finished in different barrels?
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's all Corazon. I guess that's how you say that.
Corazon Añejo.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what.
Is it Reposado or Añejo?
Añejo. Yep.
Oh,
it is.
Good.
It is. All right. On the nose, again, we're talking about A here. On the nose, what are you guys getting? Kind of.
Like I'm getting a green apple.
Green apple. Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Green apple bubblegum.
Green apple bubblegum. Okay.
I was getting the bubblegum, but it wasn't a familiar bubblegum, but they do make a green apple bubblegum.
Yeah, I think there's like a Big League Chew. That's
the brand you're talking is Big League Chew, Bill.
Don't hold me to that. Pretty sure.
Pear?
Anything else?
Pear. I was just thinking pear.
Pear, yeah. Yeah.
It sticks to the glass real well. It's got a lot of legs.
Mm-hmm. That it does. That it does. Again, from a bourbon perspective, we always look at things when they look like very light, but again, it's a used barrel. So, and I don't know what the time is. Let's see if it says anything, time or anything like that. Exclusive state tequila aged in a world-class bourbon barrel. And doesn't really say how long it spends or anything like that.
Well, I wonder, no, so I guess that's the question, Steve. So it was aged in the bourbon barrel. It wasn't just finished in the bourbon barrel. I think
Correct.
if it's a añejo, I
Correct.
think that means it's at least 2 years in the barrel, I think.
2 years. Okay.
I believe, but maybe Jill can confirm that because I'm not the tequila expert.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hand selected. Unique characteristics of the barrel in which it was rested. Yeah. So yeah, it was fully aged in those bourbon barrels. So okay, let's give it a taste. See what we got here. Okay. It has a very nice taste. You get some of that pear, but there's something else in there too. Someone's going to have to hit it for us.
It's almost a little oaky,
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of oaky.
kind of wood flavor to it.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah, I would have thought mesquite, but oak would make more sense.
On the finish, I'm getting just a little bit of a red hot kind of flavor.
Yeah. I could see that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But it's kind of a red hot flavor, and it kind of gives a little bit of that sweet bubble gum in there too. It's kind of sweet and spicy on the finish for me, which is neat.
Yeah, that's where the legs come in. I think it has a good good coating.
Coats the palate, allowing
Yeah.
you to get those finishing flavors, which is cool.
A stick of Big Red.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It almost has like a jalapeno a little bit to it.
Okay.
Little bite,
Just
yeah, little bite
just
to it.
faint.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, like if you throw like a jalapeno like into a margarita, it kind of has that little bit to it.
It's a little vegetative taste,
Yes.
which so that's where you're getting that from.
Little vegetable.
Because and with the spicy, I could see
Vegetation.
This is good though. This
Yeah,
is
it
this
Yeah.
is very sippable. Again, not doing a whole lot of tequila. I enjoy margaritas, but typically you're not getting the really good stuff in the margaritas. And so this is nice. I like this one.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Jim, what do you think as you taste this one? What are any tasting notes? Anything you want to share?
Big Red. It's sweet, sweet and getting that cinnamon, but like a stick of Big Red that with that sweetness and that cinnamon is what I
Mhm.
got.
Yeah. How about you, Mcnew?
Like I still get a lot of that green apple that was on the nose, but I get that jalapeno too. So I'm like, just like made a green apple pie and threw some jalapenos in there because it's very sweet still.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. Andy?
Yeah, I think it's really nice. It's got almost also get just a hint, like there's a layer of vanilla in there, which I
Mhm.
really like.
Yeah, it's nice to see these complexities, things that we talk about when we're talking about
Yeah.
bourbon. It's not a one note wonder or anything like that. It's there's some stuff here. Bill, what about you? Anything you want to add to this one?
I'm really pleased with it. I'm not a tequila drinker, and I was about to pass on this, and it's like, I'll give it a try. We can hang out, right?
Right.
Man, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, yeah. I would be more than happy to sit around and hang out and have a bottle of this cracked out, whatever one it is, and just enjoy a few pours with anybody here. I mean, it's good.
Yeah. I mean, I think it helps that it started with Corazon, which is a decent tequila brand and not, run gut tequila.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What about
What's
Neil?
Jill think?
What's that?
What's Jill think?
I
Well, what do you
really
think?
like it. I think it's really smooth. I got the Big Red. Like the
Mhm.
second he said Big Red, I was
Big
like,
Red.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Neil, how about you, man?
I like it.
You can't say that. That's
I
Bill's
know,
on.
I know.
If
it's already
Bill's on
thinking
here,
of it.
you're not allowed to say that.
But I like the smoothness of it, and it's a good drinker.
There's no
I
bite
could
to
drink
it.
this. Yeah.
But it's got a nice finish too. Again, when
Mhm.
we talk 80 proof, the worry is that you're not going to get a finish when we're talking whiskey. This has got a nice finish to it. It's
Oh,
good.
yeah. I could drink this straight. I don't need salt or a lemon or a
No.
lime.
No, nothing.
Hey.
nothing.
Have you guys ever had the coconut waters?
Yeah, like the little boxies that are kind of blue looking.
Right. Not that this has any coconut flavor to it, but those coconuts waters, they just have a little bit of flavor to them. And that's kind of what this is. It's nothing overpowering. It's just mellow and
Yeah.
that, I mean, just flavor, not the taste, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Jason, how about you? What do you think, man?
Yeah, I totally get the big red, and it definitely is not the tequila from my 20s, that's for sure.
Right. Right.
It's a very good, there's no need to do shots of this. It's a nice drinking tequila. I mean, it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. This one's got a place on the bar, I think. I really do. I'm impressed. Yeah. Mike, how about you, man?
I get a lot of citrus actually on this.
Okay.
And obviously, I mean, getting a lot of tequila.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is very good. I agree. It's very herbal and citrusy to me.
Yeah. Well, last but not least, Eric Johnson, the Iowa one. Okay, I have to say that otherwise he'll just sit there
Yes,
and
thank
make
you.
sure it's him.
I'm tagging on to the group of people that got green apple. That's mostly
Mhm.
what they got in the nose.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's very tasty. It's curious. None of us are really saying it reminds us of bourbon, despite the bourbon finish.
Correct. Correct.
So I wonder if we'll notice more bourbon, oaky, vanilla type notes as we move through these.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some oak to the taste, but and again, when we talk about Blanton's, Eagle Rare, George T. Stagg, it's not like I'm like, oh, I know which one this is. I don't have a feel for actually which one it is at all, but we'll see. We'll taste the other ones and see what we got going. So we'll set that one aside and grab our next one, which is B. But we'll go ahead and pour C. Let's not forget to do that. Pour C. Have that one ready for when we get to that next. And then let's talk about B here, folks. Let's start on the nose as we do. Oh, this one's different nose for sure.
Yeah, I think it has a spicier nose, almost like a rye nose.
Spicier nose, yeah. Stronger too.
Mhm.
The other nose was a little bit lighter. We had to really search for this one. Kind of there's a big blast to it.
I'm getting like a little bit of anise on it too.
Anise, okay.
No nephew, just anise.
Dad jokes from Mr. Bill. Yeah, I think spicy is a good way. Almost I mean, kind of like, I don't know, like microwave popcorn when it's cooking.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, that's it.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting on the nose. It's pretty wild, huh?
No burnt kernels.
There's a couple burnt kernels. If you search deep, there's 2 burnt kernels, I believe, in there.
Do you guys ever put like tahini seasoning on your popcorn, like the lime spicy seasoning? It smells like that with popcorn.
Really? I haven't done that, but I'm not against it.
should try
I
it.
just haven't thought of it, I have to say. So, no, it sounds good. Sounds good, actually. All right, let's try B and see what we got here. Let's taste it. Yeah, very different tasting. What do we think on the taste on this one?
This just tastes like tequila to me. I'm not picking up any other nuances or anything.
Mhm.
I'm not getting anything that I would think that would come from a bourbon.
Yeah,
I would get like maybe a citrus note,
maybe some citrus.
like
Okay.
lime or lemon or something like that.
Yeah.
Definitely those,
Right.
agave notes we're used to from drinking.
Or
tequila.
agave, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit of juniper.
Juniper. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So more along the
that.
lines of what a
That
gin
makes
might be.
sense.
Mhm. That's actually an insightful one, Bill. That's good. Look at Bill.
Even
coming out
a blind squirrel gets a nut every now and
of-
then.
look at Bill coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Some tasting notes. Well, he has to because Neil's now stolen his line, so he's got to reinvent himself now.
He's gonna
Yeah. Bill had to go back to the drawing board. Yeah. Not as much there on this one for me as the first one. That first one had so many flavors going on.
This one's not as exciting.
Yeah. Any notes you want to share, Mcnew, as you're tasting this? Anything you can pull out?
No, like I'm with Melanie. I just get like some regular tequila, not bad tequila by any means, but just
Right.
regular tequila.
Yeah. This one almost feels to me like you could make a really good margarita with it. It's got strong taste to it. It's smooth enough that it would make it for really, it's not harsh like you get some of those tequilas. But the other one, I feel like the first one would be that would be bad to put it in a margarita. That'd be a waste of it. It's too good. That's so sippable. So, but yeah, this one's a little different for sure. Andy, what do you think? Any tasting notes you get from this one of note?
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's just a hint of, I think maybe honey. So just a hint, but I mean, there's not much. It's just not, the first one had so much more, so many more layers. This one is pretty straightforward, it seems like.
Yeah.
I think I know what's going on here.
Okay.
Is
this a dad joke?
No, I think somebody, I mean, it could be.
Okay.
I think somebody mixed up which one was aged in the bourbon barrel and which one was just regular tequila.
Okay. So you feel like at the tequila, I don't know what they call them, distilleries.
Just regular tequila, and they were like, which one did we?
I don't know. Just send it. Just ship it. They need it.
Just ship it. Just go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Jim, how about you, man?
On this one, I mean, it's almost like a Sprite or 7-Up that's gone flat. And on the finish, I am picking up a little bit of like a smoky wood flavor on the finish. It's just kind of like a hint on your tongue after it's gone.
Yeah. I maybe tequila's inside my head, but I almost get a little salty taste on like the tip of your tongue when you're doing this. It's like the glass is rimmed when the salt.
I definitely got a lot more citrus on the nose on this one initially. That was the first notes that I picked up was citrus on that.
Yeah. And Neil,
I nosed it, and it smells salty. Now that it's opened up a little bit.
Yeah.
It must be Jefferson's in it.
It could be. This one was actually aged at sea. It's a screw up again. It's a Jefferson's product, not a Buffalo Trace. Jill, what about you? Any thoughts as you taste this one?
I taste a lot of pear.
Pear, okay.
And like everyone else, it wasn't as exciting as the first one.
Yeah.
Tequila.
Yeah.
The first one just had a really nice flavor to it.
Yeah. Michael B.
My camera seems to have stopped working, but yeah, that is definitely, maybe the tequila broken. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's definitely don't get any traditional bourbon notes out of that one. It tastes just like straight tequila to me.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Jason, how about you, man?
Getting a little floral on the nose, but I agree with Michael. It's not getting much bourbon influence on this at all, and reminds me of like what I'm used to tequila. But I do get a little bit. Someone said it a little bit on the back end. The little kind of charred oak, some wood, burnt finish on the at the very end.
Okay, that's good. Fair. All right. Last but not least, Iowa. Eric.
Burnt finish is a good way to put it. There's something on the back end that's a little more bitter, but and then whomever said flat Sprite, I like that one. That's a good description of what I get when I taste it.
Okay. All right. That was Jim. So yeah, that makes some sense, but good. Okay. Let's put that one aside. And we've got C. Now we got C, our third and final one. Let's start out with our nosing.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. It's different. This has kind of got vanilla wafers on the nose.
What was the third? One of these is Stagg, one of these is Blanton's, and what's the other one?
Eagle Rare.
You were right. Okay.
Yeah. Does anybody else get that kind of like vanilla wafers on there? Or maybe a little banana even?
Oh, I can a banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little banana.
Definitely heavy vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Heavy vanilla, yeah. I'm hopeful about this one. Yeah. Interesting. All right, let's try it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that one's got a really nice mouthfeel. There are some layering of some flavors there. It's
This one's a lot thinner to me as far as the mouthfeel goes.
This must be the Eagle Rare.
It could be. It could be, Bill. We don't know.
I think
We'll see.
the bourbon comes forward in this one a little bit more.
Yeah.
Picking up some more bourbon notes than tequila notes.
Yeah. I think
I'm
it's
definitely getting the vanilla, and almost like a sassafras on the finish.
okay.
You know, like a root beer kind of.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
And you know, on the finish too, like on my tongue, I'm getting some rye notes. How you know how you get those?
Yeah.
You get the little flare-ups across your tongue when you're drinking a high rye bourbon. Well, all these are high rye bourbons that we're talking here. So that makes some sense that we get that, and I'm getting that more on this one than any of the other three. So,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So
I
that's
would agree. There's a lot more complexity on this one.
Yeah, there's some definitely bourbon notes there.
Finish lasts longer.
Yeah.
Still getting some of that tingle going. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, there's no hug or anything like you get on a
Right.
bourbon like that, but that.
Yeah, you can't trail it like all the way down, like you said, but yeah,
the tingle in my mouth. It's just it's there, and it just kind of it's still going.
yeah.
Yep, nice finish.
It almost is like a little bit of the delayed fuse thing, where it's kind of like you drink it, and then it goes away, and then it just starts kind of heating up, like I said, in the center of the palate. So interesting. It's quite good.
Yep.
We're back to a sipping one here. So we'll start out this time. We'll start with Jill. Jill, what do you think about this one? Any tasting notes, anything like that you want to share with the group that you think is?
This one it's a burning sensation, but it's a really nice burn. It's like,
Yeah.
This one has a lot more notes. I have a little bit of floral. But you're right, much more complex, lots of different flavors. And yes, I can taste bourbon.
Yeah. Which is nice. All right.
Very nice.
Yeah. Eric, how about you, man?
I think in the minority here. It's light, it's delicious, but I'm not getting as much as some of you. To me, it tastes pretty light, but a little bit of floral, and it's delicious.
Okay. Michael B.
I'm almost getting some maple.
Maple. Okay.
Definitely like some toffee or some caramel in there. I think it was very good. I think Eric is crazy.
These two are buddies offline, so they can say that. So they can call each other names, do whatever they want. So yeah, they're not just internet buddies. They're actual friends outside of this. So it's cool. We get it. And if you can't keep your own friends down, who can you keep down?
Exactly.
Yeah. Put them in their place. All right, Jason, how about you, man?
I'm getting some vanilla right at first when I take a sip, and then it kind of leads into the rye kind of spice. It's good. But I'm getting a lot of vanilla right there in front, but it fades fast, and then it kind of goes to that little spice, rye spice that you said. I would agree with that.
Yeah, it really picked up a lot from the barrel. I feel like this one really is a little bit different
But
than
it's
the other.
definitely another sipper, kind of like A was.
Yeah. Andy, how about you, man?
Yeah, so that vanilla to me is kind of got a little bit of a creme brulee kind of taste to it, which
Mhm.
which is kind of nice. I like that.
Yeah, I mean that creme brulee is one we talk about a lot of times when we're talking about bourbon tastings and stuff like that. So that's a good note for sure. Mr. Bill, where do you fit on this one?
I like this one. It's not my favorite of the bunch, but it's still good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Neil.
This one definitely benefited from being in the barrel as far as making the bourbon flavors come out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
This it's not as easy a drinker as A, but I could drink this without having to be in a cocktail or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Melanie, how about you?
I think it definitely has a thinner mouthfeel. And it definitely has more of the bourbon characteristics. To me, it's as if you had tequila and then finish that and then put a little bourbon in there and, the same glass. So no me gusto.
To your point, though, it does have a little bit of a taste like it's a blend to some degree, which is interesting. More than just being aged in the barrel. It feels a little bit like there's a blend there, which is kind of cool. Took on a lot of those characteristics. Jim, how about you, man?
I mean, I like it. It's I definitely got some vanilla up front, and then the finish it's another soda finish for me now. Whether it's like Dr. Pepper or like birch beer, I can't quite decide. But you're kind of getting that little spicy vanilla sassafras kind of zip, and it's got a long finish on it. As far as in my mouth, I it lingers and it lasts. And
what about Mr. Pibb?
I dig it.
What about Mr. Pibb?
I was never a Mr. Pibb drinker, but yeah, can't help you there.
It's kind of the the ripoff of Dr. Pepper, I think. Yeah, the wannabe of Dr. Pepper. Yeah, definitely not as good. Not as good. Last but not least is Mcnew. Mcnew, what do you think?
So I actually get like some black licorice up front, but in a pleasant way. I don't normally like black licorice, but it's good. And then it finishes like a bourbon does. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely finishes on bourbon notes for sure with that rye spice heat up. So very good. All right, let's now you begin to think about your ranking, but I do ask you to hold off. We've seen this change on our whiskey tastings before, where we've gone through a second time and we felt like we've locked it in our mind, and then you taste it a second time and things change. So let's start back at A. We'll go through the same way. We're not going to call on anybody individually this time. So if you've got something that you want to note, please just say it, and we'll add it to everyone's thought process as we begin to get that final list together. So let's go all the way back to the beginning where we started with A. Let's start once again on the nose. It's a little bit stronger, I think, on the nose the second time, but I think it's consistent with what we nosed the first time.
Pick up a little smokiness now.
A little smokiness, okay. Mcnew, what did you say there? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I interrupted. I still get those green apples.
Green apples, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more of the agave, so kind of that what we'd expect from a tequila nosing. Second time. Anything else anybody wants to add there?
I like it.
I like it. Okay, let's taste it again. Let's see what we got here. Let's try it.
Herbal, vegetative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Herbal, sweet. Sweet like a little marshmallow in there even. I mean, with all of our other notes.
Honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely honeysuckle in there. Anything else? Yeah, I'm definitely going to be finishing this one. It's all gone. Anything else anyone wants to add to the record for A before we move on?
Seems like I'm getting a little hint of smoke on the back end.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we said that on the nose, and now a little bit of smoke on the back end, so on the finish as well. So I think that's fair. I mean, I still think it's good. I still think it's a great sipping option, and something I want to add to the bar, which I don't really have a bar. It's just
To the
wherever
floor.
it sits, which is on the floor a lot of times.
Within reach.
Yeah, I have
It's
so
within
much.
reach.
Yeah, yeah.
Or in the bathroom or the spare bedroom or the kitchen.
Right, sure.
Litter
Yeah.
box.
Well, let's see here. I'll
Sounds like Bill's speaking from experience.
yeah, I'll take a picture there. I mean, here's just you just see a little bit of that stuff that I got sitting right next to me right there.
Oh, wow.
So that's in this room I'm at right now, there's probably 400 to 500 bottles at least in this room of whiskey. So there's a lot here, but you know, I kind of wish that was it, but no, there's it's everywhere. It's just the start. All right, let's move on to B. A is good. Let's B didn't get a lot of love, let's say that the first time through, but let's taste it. I don't think anybody felt it was bad. Like you know, when I think of bad, I think of, you know, Jose Cuervo. Gosh darn, that stuff is rough, man.
Yeah.
Try to sip that. Oof. It's okay in a margarita because all the other ingredients can override it, but just by itself, no.
Yeah, I gave a bottle of that away because it was disgusting.
Let me
like
tell you
pink
the story about this when we're done recording.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we do stick around, Jill, just so you know, we stick around afterwards and hang out. That was just the hangout time. We just talk about whatever we want. So
Maybe
I mean, several people mentioned this one was spicier, and that's true. And this would be the right mixer of these three. It's the possibly the least sippable.
yeah, totally agree with that 100%, that this one is the mixer of the three. And and it might be a very good mixer actually, because it's better than, like I said, just tasting the Cuervo, but it's strong enough to come through, which is nice. I don't really like mixed drinks where you can't taste the alcohol. You're just tasting the fruity ingredients. I mean, that's when you get in trouble. You know, you drink Hurricanes, you think you're not even drinking alcohol, and you try to stand up and your knees buckle.
Just don't drink Hurricanes.
Those Hurricanes are bad news, aren't they?
Our guy closest to New Orleans says, "Don't drink Hurricanes."
Yes. Our Louisiana resident says, "Don't drink Hurricanes." Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
You'll thank me.
That's what I do every time I'm there, and I have some regrettable days.
Oh yeah.
You go to Patos and you're like, ooh, Hurricane. Yeah, no, don't do it.
Hurricanes are not a big drink in Florida, I can promise you that.
Yeah. So all right, let's give B here a final kind of tasting, and let's see if things have changed. We're again open mind. Let's try it out and see what we think.
Get a little more herbal or vegetal on this the second time around. And I agree that this would be good in a drink like a Bloody Mary instead of vodka.
Okay. Yeah, that might be a nice addition.
Bloody Maria.
Spice things up.
Bloody Maria.
Yeah. It
A little
smokier. Definitely still, you know, from the vegetable family though. It kind of hits hard there. Interesting.
Yeah, except for the smoke, it's like this one seems to have gotten the least amount of influence from the barrel.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
If any.
Yeah, I'm not tasting anything that I would say, oh, okay, there's some bourbon pulled in there. Not really at all, which is interesting. But Bill's theory is that there was a mix up at the distillery, or maybe the distributor. Something happened somewhere.
You got the wrong label on it.
Yeah, labels wrong. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to get into the official records before we move on? All right, let's
For
move.
tequila, it's really good.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I would still would drink that one.
Yeah.
And like so many people, I was in college once, and what we could afford was Jose Cuervo, and everyone does shots, and you just do them and do it. I'm sure this is going to be along the lines of something story Mcnew's got. Is everyone has those bad tequila stories from with that age,
Tequila, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mcnew, port tequila.
Mm-hmm. I'm still getting on C, back to C. I'm still getting, a little banana on the nose.
Vanilla wafers.
Mm-hmm. Vanilla wafers, yeah, that kind of.
Well, it's banana pudding with vanilla wafers. There you go.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
We're hitting
That's
all
it.
now.
That's it. That
Banana pudding's better. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the
boy,
better-
definite.
things that we talk about in bourbon tastings, and I don't think Jill, you can correct us if we're wrong here. Not that you're getting a lot of that in tequila tastings. I wouldn't think vanilla wafers and banana pudding, and not a normal tequila nosing note. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. I'm thinking that stuff has to come from the barrel. I mean, that's bourbon influence right there. So it's kind of cool. It's even coming on the nose. So, all right, let's try it and see what we got. Cheers on the last one. So let's do a cheers. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
And it's sweet. Doesn't quite heat up how it did the first time through, kind of on your tongue. It's kind of, that's mellowed out quite a bit.
It has, but I think the flavor has improved.
Yeah, flavor is really good.
Vanilla.
Yeah, more vanilla. Yeah, kind of getting to be a vanilla bomb. Let's check in with Eric, and he was not a fan of this one. Let's see if he's come around on this. We're going to go live to Eric and get an update from Iowa. Eric, what do you think?
No,
do you love it? Do you love it?
I don't love it. I can't say I don't like it though. It might not be my third place, but I don't get near the complexity that a lot of you are. And that's my fault. According to Mike, that's my problem. So.
Mike is he's flat out saying you're dead wrong here. So Mike, we're going to check it with him. We're going to give Mike the final word on this tiff between the two buddies.
Counterpoint.
Yeah. Mike, is
Eric doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
He's probably got COVID.
Maybe he's got COVID. Yeah, he needs to go get tested. There's nice flavor here, isn't there, Mike? I like
There's
this.
a lot of flavor. It's an explosion of flavor.
Yeah.
And compared to the other two, I get so much more in the bourbon notes than the other two.
Yeah. This one has a strong bourbon influence all the way from nosing to even to the finish. I mean, kind of, you drink it, you breathe out, and it kind of gives you the same sensation you get when you do the same thing when you're tasting bourbon.
I would be curious to see if there's different aging times for the different bottle, for the different barrels.
Yeah.
Because that one seems like must have been in a barrel for much longer than the other two.
It feels that way. But I don't know.
I think Añejo is 2 years, so they should all be the same.
So within Añejo, again, I don't know the rules. I'm not going to fake it like I do. Is an Añejo mean it's a minimum of 2 years, or it's 2 years and that's it?
Well, I think like Reposado, I think is like more than 2 years, so it's like longer.
Okay.
But again, I'm not the tequila.
Oh, wait a minute.
No. So I just looked it up actually. So Añejo is anywhere from 1 to 3 years.
Okay.
And you can get extra Añejo. What's interesting is these are really light. Usually if it's Añejo, it's a little darker, which is interesting. Reposado is less, so it's like 6 months too.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes Blanco, Reposado, Añejo, extra Añejo.
Mm-hmm. Do they ever, of course, do they ever do anything in a new barrel? That would be interesting to see. Again, it would take on a lot more of the barrel flavors and things like that. But to use barrel, you're always going to be muted to some degree. I mean, And a lot of times I always hear tequila is the end of the road. I mean, a lot of times, it'll go bourbon, then scotch, then, whatever else. And tequila is kind of, it's really the last thing on the chain when it comes to barrels. So,
unless you're Seth Dentling and then you put rum in it. So.
Yes. I came across those samples. I still got to try those, the last two you sent. So I'll get on this. Maybe not this weekend. We got a crazy weekend here in St. Louis with
It'll be fun.
yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we got a whole group coming into St. Louis. We're the Legend. If you attend these events, the Legend, we're doing a celebration of him at Stumpy Spirits tomorrow night. So it should be a fun thing. Lots of cool surprises going to be happening for that. So
Saturday night.
Saturday night, yes, yeah. Friday night, a lot of people are coming in though, doing a lot of stuff.
Friday?
Still 6:30 and stuff like that. So yeah.
Is that at 5 or 5:30?
5:30 is when they open up. I mean, and I think we'll sit on the parking lot tomorrow night. The weather's been nice, so it was raining today, but I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
So I do want to say, Steve, on the third one on C.
Mm-hmm.
The first sip on C again, it's like I didn't get much of a finish, but when I took a second sip, that's when I started getting the finish and the tingle again.
Okay.
So it took like 2 sips to get that back again. So it's kind of like a delayed reaction, I guess.
Probably more our palates as we taste through some different ones. It adjusts a little bit. Okay. On that note, what we'll do next is I will give you guys just a couple of minutes. Compare them side by side, whatever you need to do to get a ranked list. Again, 1 is you're going to be your favorite of the night. 2 will be your second favorite, 3 being your third favorite. So just a couple minutes to get together those. Anything you need to taste, that type of thing. I won't be playing because it is a blind tasting and I know what they are. So it's not fair for me to weigh in on that, but you guys will all be voting. Hats off though. I would say these all rank from
All
good to really, really good. So it's good plus, I would say, with these. So yeah, pretty exciting. So just work your way through 1 through 3, and then I'll get the old spreadsheet going and we'll find out what the scores are. It'll be fun. I'm not talking now, just giving you guys some quiet time, sitting here perfectly silent. I'm talking just inside my mind where I can hear it and you guys can't.
Right.
I don't know how you're answering me because I'm not talking
on. I'm not. I'm answering you in my mind.
Okay.
Guys need to work on your like telepathic abilities then.
Yeah. We used to have a guy when like a memo would come out or something like that, that he didn't like, or new sales rules, or you got to fill out something new in the database. I was in sales. And, he cussed at a level he didn't think people could hear. So it'd be like, okay, now we got to start doing this new report. And you'd hear him over at his cubicle. Fuck. And they'd be like, quit cussing. He's like, I don't cuss. I'm not cussing. We're like, we can hear you.
No, you can't.
He thought he was like doing it at like a level where only dogs might be able to hear him. So we can all hear it.
It happens. I went back to the office this week, me and another girl, her name's Jasmine. And she'd get an email and be like, what the shit is this? And I would get something and be like, what the fuck? And I'm like,
yeah, you can't do that. You're in an office.
We have been home. Luckily, nobody else has really came in yet. So it was a pretty sparse office situation. So we're like, nobody heard us. I was like, I'm good if you're good.
My wife's back to the office. My favorite story is one of the guys moved to Florida. So he's when they come back to the office, like, I don't live in Missouri anymore. I moved to Florida.
Like,
I'm out.
Am I supposed to show up?
Yeah, fun stuff. All right. What I'll do next is I'm going to go to the spreadsheet. All that means is I can't see you. I'm working in a spreadsheet. Probably someone who's young could probably pull up 2 screens and do different. I'm old, I'm too old. I just know how to pull up one thing at a time, and that is the spreadsheet. So you can call out to me, but I can't see you. So that's how you need to get my attention. Can't use the chat function. All right, up first is going to be Jim. Jim, what is your ranking here tonight?
I had a CAB.
CAB. Okay, Mcnew.
I had ACB.
ACB. Okay. Eric.
I have ACB.
CB. Okay. Mike.
CAB.
CAB. Okay. Neil.
ACB.
ACB. Melanie.
I'm going to do a Lenny explanation because you can't just say the letters. If you're Lenny, you have to explain.
Right.
I think that C definitely had the most influence from the barrel, but it did not make me like it better.
Okay.
So I am ACB also.
ACB. Okay. All right. Andy.
ACB.
ACB. Okay. Mr. Bill.
Alpha Charlie Bravo.
Okay. Jason.
CAB.
CAB. Jill.
ACB.
ACB. Okay. Did I get everybody? Okay. All right. This ends up being pretty close. So, all right, I'm just writing this down so I can move over live and just talk about this then. So our winner tonight, the favorite of the evening was B. I'm kidding. I think everyone voted it last, unfortunately.
No, Stefan. I think correct.
So B ended up being in 3rd place with only 10 points. So that was B. It was Eagle Rare. The Eagle Rare one came in 3rd place. 3rd place. In 2nd place, close here. 2nd was 23 points. 1st was 27. So it ends up being pretty darn close, actually. We ended up getting a lot closer than I thought it would. 2nd place was C. Again, the one that we thought had the most bourbon notes to it. That comes from a Blanton's barrel. C, coming in at 23 points, was the Blantons. And our winner and champion was A, the George T. Stagg with 27 points. That was our champion. How about that?
You're
It's
welcome.
weird that a Stag was that sweet. That had so much sweetness in it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. When you think of Stagg, you think of that. It's a bold one. So I would assume that most people would assume that pulling out the most bourbon notes would come out of the Stagg barrel, but that wasn't the case. It was Blanton's. So again, very, very interesting. Very interesting. What do you guys think about that?
It's fun. It was very interesting.
Yeah. Good product.
Yeah, I liked them. I really did. So I thought they were surprisingly good. So
Steve, you're not supposed to say that.
yeah, that's right. That's Bill's line. Sorry.
That's trademarked.
Yeah.
That's trademarked.
Apparently I'm gonna have to pay you restitution.
Well, yeah, you get an invoice. He'll invoice you $5 for saying it. So yeah, that comes in the mail and made payable to Bill. So
See, I was going to say dinner.
Oh, dinner. Yeah, he really wants to get you.
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, on that, we'll say goodbye. But again, we're saying goodbye to our at-home audience, the people that are watching this that couldn't attend tonight. We had quite a few that weren't able to make it for one reason or another, I assume. So we'll say goodbye to those folks. I'll turn off the recorder. I'll stick around, though. I'll talk whiskey. I'll talk tequila if you want, whatever you like. We'll do that right now. See you guys. Bye.
Adios. Hasta luego.
Adios. Bye. Happy Cinco de Mayo.